Hello, this is Flurry Moon. Welcome back to my channel. With the Hello Kitty Island adventure game coming to Switch in literally just a few days, I thought it would be fun to get a little deeper into the franchise that is home to Hello Kitty and our favorite little characters. The hat was a choice today. My hair was not cooperating. It was not doing its thing. This is my savior today, okay? You guys would have been very upset with what you saw. We will be discussing some lost media, niche controversies, forgotten and discontinued characters, and even if you are the biggest fan of Sanrio, you might learn something new in this video. Or you might not. We're just here to have some fun. Also, this is not a deep dive video. I'm not gonna go over everything obscure about Sanrio and Hello Kitty. So before some of you meanies in the comments come at me and be like,
I'm surprised you didn't mention this. I'm disappointed.
this is just some of the stuff I wanted to talk about today. But to the meanies, if you would like a big video of me talking about all this stuff, then you can be mean in the comments because I will do that if you guys are interested, okay? This is gonna be a fun one, so let's just get right into this first one, which is actually like my current obsession. Hello Kitty Football Club 2002. You guys, it is called Hello Kitty Football Cup, not club. As you can see, I'm a little mad right now because I just spent that whole video saying football club, and it further confirms my boyfriend Louis' theory that I have dyslexia. Hello Kitty Football Cup was like the thing I was most excited to talk about. Like you don't know how much I read that name and my brain said, that says club. I don't know why it would be a club. I don't know, you guys. Hello Kitty Football Club 2002 was a 3D Windows PC game featuring Hello Kitty playing soccer with human men. Like, that's such a weird sentence, but like that's literally what it is. Like, she's just playing with dudes. Guys being dudes, okay? Other characters featured include My Melody, Pochako, Bads Maru, and Mina no Tabo, which I actually hadn't heard of until right now. He's just like a little guy. Like, he's like a little human. There's something really off-putting about humans in the Sanrio universe. Like, what are you doing here? The game was developed by Typhoon Games and Sanrio Wave. It was sold as a physical release and seemingly was tied in with sanriotown.com, which was basically this fan site for Sanrio that has gone through many changes throughout the years and has actually been taken down as of 2023. However, we have my good little friend, the Wayback Machine, so we have a few screenshots of all the website stuff that included this game. The box release was $19.49 for Sanrio Town members and contained a box, CD, and a manual. A limited edition version was also released, and this came with the CD game and manual alongside a Hello Kitty football boot bag, which, by the way, what is that? I could not figure out what that is. A Saki jersey. Not the Saki jersey. A soccer jersey and a warranty card. Initially, a post was made on the Lost Media Wiki forum area by a user named Ty Days, or TY Days, on February 8th, 2019, with only screenshots, a trailer, and the opening for the game available. The funny thing is, though, both the game opening and the trailer for the game do not include humans anywhere. Like, they just include Hello Kitty, like, practicing her soccer or whatever. But, like, in the screenshots of the game, like, she is fully playing with dudes, like, on the freaking field. So, like, I can only imagine the confusion of, like, someone who saw the trailer and bought the game and was like, why are there guys being dudes on my field right now? A purchase page on the Sanrio Town website was actually still up back in 2019. However, again, Sanrio Town was taken down in 2023. Again, the site is visible using the Wayback Machine, which also shows us a page in which the game was given out to prize winners, and there is, like, photo evidence of this. Like, all the winners are like holding the game, shaking some girl's hand. So this did happen and this game was released. So this was the only information we had at the time in 2019. So fans looking for this game kind of officially claimed this as lost media. With no footage or actual way of obtaining the game, fans waited patiently for someone, anyone who owned the game to upload gameplay footage to YouTube. Also, fun fact, this is a My Melody digital watch from McDonald's from like my childhood toy collection or whatever. In 2022, a user by the name of Melia Archives or Melly Archives had spotted a listing for Hello Kitty Football Club 2002 on a Chinese website. They also cited 2 other listings that are now no longer available to view. This is the first time we had an actual photo of the game, which was the added proof we needed that, once again, this game is real and did come out. On January 8th, 2023, TY Days came back with an update almost exactly 4 years after their initial post in 2019. A 10-minute gameplay video was uploaded to YouTube by a user named Soroshi5067. The footage is just as odd and bizarre as you would have thought by looking at the screenshots. You play as Hello Kitty with humans, meanwhile the other Sanrio characters are the cheerleaders on the sidelines. I'll include a screen recording here and also put in the description the links for the 2 videos that this user posted. The description on these videos roughly translates to developed by the company Enigma Software Productions, which used the cancelled Football Cup 2002 game as a base. I don't know much about sports games, especially soccer stuff, so I don't know how accurate this claim is, but I mean, it does look like just a regular soccer game with Hello Kitty just like plopped onto the field, so I wouldn't be surprised if this was the case, but I have no idea. I also have no idea if this user's footage is from a physical copy of the game or just an emulator. My guess is it's an emulator because some of the text is like kind of jumbled and weird with like random characters. Like, I doubt this is from a physical release of the game. I am honestly dying to play this and to learn more about it, so if anyone out there knows anything about Hello Kitty Football Club 2002, let me know. My Melody's problematic mother. Any day I get to talk about Onegai My Melody is a good day, okay? We will also be coming back to it later because of course we will be. This television series aired from 2005 to 2008 and then a prequel in 2009, but again, we'll get to that later, and followed the lives of a middle school girl named Uta and My Melody after she enters the human world to stop Kuromi from unleashing a dark power for her own selfish desires. I freaking love this show. I remember not expecting much of it, but it is actually like really smart and has like actual funny dialogue, and it's adorable. I have laughed, I have cried, I have been on the edge of my seat, okay? Could not recommend it more. But there is one specific character who got herself into some trouble in 2022, more than 15 years after her debut on the show, and that is none other than My Melody's mother. Her character and personality, in my opinion, is meant to shock viewers due to the stark contrast between herself and her daughter, My Melody. My Melody, in the show anyway, is ditzy, loving, too trusting. She's a little airhead, you know, and she's adorable and we love her. Her mother, although outwardly just as adorable as My Melody, is kind of terrifying and very intimidating, okay? She also becomes established as a very strong character in the series and is even summoned by My Melody when fighting the bad guys. And her power is her harsh words of advice and judging literally like cuts through the bad guys. So it's kind of the point of her character, and every time she says something like this, or My Melody quotes her mother, everyone in the room just like does not know what to say. They're just like, anyway.
恋に不器用な男ほど無口な自分をかっこいいと思っているのよ。ってママが言ってたわ。マイメロ、はい、昔話ばかりしている男ほど将来を期待できないものよ。
With her being so harsh, some of the things she says are bound to be a little like toxic and problematic especially by today's views, which I do understand. However, I love her character. But of course, at the time this was released, I don't know if anybody had anything to say about it. That was until 2022 when a Japanese fashion brand called It's Demo released a design for Valentine's Day including My Melody's mother and all of her problematic love advice, and you can see where this is going. The quotes are listed 1 through 12, and I will put a photo here. I do have to admit, she did kind of eat with some of these, such as, those not in relationships always worry about others' relationships the most. However, I can definitely see where people are coming from. The enemy of women is always other women is something I have always disliked because it literally just pins girls against each other even more than we already are from such a freaking young age. And it just further pushes this agenda that women are catty and could never be truly a friend to each other. Without getting too nitpicky over the quotes themselves, I do think this was just a weird business move overall. I don't know, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, even without how toxic and problematic the quotes are. And as a commenter mentioned, I don't understand why they'd write the enemy of women is other women on a product aimed at women. And to me, that perfectly sums up my thoughts. This was a fairly big controversy at the time. However, anyone who isn't super into Sanrio probably would have never heard about this, so that is why I decided to talk about it today. And I just like talking about controversies, okay? The Hello Kitty Lost horror game. This is very obscure. Outside of the Lost Media Wiki forum post, I haven't heard anyone talk about this, but it has intrigued me for quite some time, so let's get into it. On February 20th, 2019, a post was made in the Lost Media Wiki forum by a user named OmegBZ. In the post, the user describes a Hello Kitty themed online game that they remember playing a long time ago in hopes of finding out if this was a real game or simply just a dream. A lot of the time, some people's lost media cases end up being a case of misremembering or confusing a dream for reality. This happens a lot more than you think, as the brain often confuses dreams for memories because I'm pretty sure they're like stored in the same place, like in your brain. So your brain is just like, oh, that did happen. This happened to me a long time ago, like as a small child. I had a dream that my older brother dressed up in a bear costume and started like attacking me and like pushing me around. And I was like mad at him for like a whole ass day. Like I was like, why would you do that to me? And he was like, that didn't happen. And then I remembered the memory was from a top-down view, and I was like, oh, I don't see stuff in a top-down view. The post reads as follows. So I have this faint memory of being on Friv and coming across a game with Hello Kitty. This was not really a normal game. Like all of Hello Kitty's friends were like dead or something, and you had to go around looking for pieces to find a way out. I've never watched Hello Kitty, so I have no clue what their names are, but I remember like one of them had their eyes stitched up and blood coming from them. It was one of the rabbit friends from Hello Kitty. This was a flash game on Friv, and I have no idea if this was a dream or not. I remember trying to play the game as a small child, trying to find my way through it without being scared. All I remember is a door with a key and blood written on the door saying she's always watching. Could I possibly get help finding if this is real or not? So although this could easily be a dream or a case of misremembering, I feel like this isn't very far off from the things that were online back during this time. I mean, they'd never said when, but I can assume it was like late 2000s, early 2010s. Just all these like weird flash games, you know? After more users asked for more information and clarification, OP responded, "It was more of a click and find stuff game. Also, I googled hellokitty.exe and I don't get a familiar look of them. I remember a bit more since yesterday. Like it was really well drawn. There was an opening with the Hello Kitty song, then this weird thing happens. Like it goes black and all there is screaming. Then the game begins with you waking up to find stuff to get a key. Also, one of your friends are trapped up and you need to get them out. I remember another thing. The game started with Hello Kitty walking in the fields with their sibling, I think? No, wait, it was a rabbit." I'm sorry, there's a lot of typos here. Soon as Hello Kitty turns around to their friend, it turns black with screaming, and it had a picture of Twisted Grim TV's Hello Kitty, aka Hell on Kitty. Also, the picture of the game had a skull, and it did show a loading screen when you clicked on it. The skull would move side to side while loading. Also, there is skull keys. One key was snapped in half and you had to get it. Also, were one of the other key halves where there was a dead rabbit in a jail cell. It had a chain wrapped around its neck too. I do have to say that was really fucking hard to read. After a user asked about the appearance of the rabbit, OP believed it may have been Kathy, which is a whole other piece of Sanrio lost media lore or whatever. I guess it's not really lost media. I talked about Kathy in my first lost and canceled nostalgic media, I think it was. But basically, for those who don't know, really quick, Kathy was a rabbit character described to be Hello Kitty's best friend. After being included in many pieces of Sanrio merchandise over the years, Sanrio was sued by the creator of Miffy due to the similarities between the characters. After a good amount of back and forth, Kathy was decided to be discontinued and was never included in any Sanrio merch ever again, and was actually digitally removed from the movies that she had appeared in. My poor girl, Kathy. So Kathy being included in this horror game would actually be really cool considering what happened to her. RIP. That's just a whole side note. Anyway, this search went silent for almost 5 years until a user by the name of Ghost666 found the post and provided their own memory. OMG, hi! You posted this literally almost 5 years ago, but I remembered the same thing as you did with the Hello Kitty. It was a game I played when I was a kid, and I did some research and found out that you can't find the game specifically, but if you search for a Hello Kitty room escape walkthrough, you can find some Let's Plays for it on YouTube, but I personally think you can't find the game because it was deleted a long time ago. I mean, I don't think you will ever read this or respond to this, but I just had to because I literally thought about the same things that you did, and I typed Hello Kitty locked doors into Google and found this forum, but I believe we meant the same game, and I hope I was able to help. I did look into Hello Kitty. Why can't I talk, you guys? I did look into Hello Kitty Room Escape, and like Ghost666 said, you can find walkthroughs online. However, although the game is eerie in a subtle way, it doesn't seem to be the game that OP is describing, at least in my opinion. The game simply takes place in a Hello Kitty themed bedroom where you are left to try to escape using the various items around you. Nothing outwardly horror themed happened in this game, at least from the Let's Plays that I watched. It's just kind of a looming, unsettling vibe, in my opinion. This game is very interesting to me though, and I'd love to learn more about it. So definitely let me know if any of you guys remember Hello Kitty Room Escape. As for the game OP is referring to, there's always a possibility that it could be found, but I'm pretty sure Flash games are completely, like there's like thousands of them that are now lost to time, and I'm starting to get itchy. Obscure characters. The Sanrio brand is filled with characters, the most popular being Hello Kitty, My Melody, Cinnamoroll, Badsmaru, Karapi, Pom Pom Purin, Karomi, Little Twin Stars, Pochako. Please don't kill me for forgetting your favorite. These are the characters most frequently seen on merchandise, but what about the characters fans seem to forget about, or better yet, have never even heard of? Some of these characters are obscure for a reason, while some could actually have a chance at being like a main mascot. I'll let you guys decide. Starting strong with a very unique duo, Loromanic. Listen, you guys, a lot of this is Japanese stuff, and I can't even pronounce stuff in English correctly, so just bear with me, okay? The dark counterparts to Cinnamoroll, Cherry and Berry have similar features to Cinnamoroll, but with devilish accents. Although they are demons, they have no actual malicious and evil intentions, and they're kind of more cartoony evil, where they're just kind of playfully teasing and being like, you know, like that. I don't know what I just did. What was that? The girl-boy duo's dreams, as listed on the Hello Kitty fandom wiki, include Berry's dream, which is to kick Cinnamoroll out of Cafe Cinnamon and live there himself and eat all the delicious food, and Cherry's dream, to marry Espresso for his money. Get that coin. Something we will be referring to a lot in this video is the Sanrio characters ranking, which is basically like a yearly event where everyone in the world really votes for their favorite Sanrio characters, and then Sanrio releases the ranking. There's like the overall ranking, and then there's the country-specific ranking. In 2024, Loromanic were voted 32nd place, which is actually not that bad, but I do fear I'm gonna need them higher, okay? Another absolutely adorable character is Humming Mint. This is one of the more well-known obscure characters, and for a very good reason. She is freaking adorable. Debuted in 2014, Humming Mint is a deer who is described to be very gentle and curious, who loves to sing. She ranked in 61st place in the Sanrio character ranking, with her popularity significantly decreasing as of 2020, when she dropped from 29th place to 55th place in just a year. A character who is slowly rising in the ranks, though, is Usahana, a colorful bunny who is listed to be 3 tulips tall. Usahana spends her free time making sweets and collecting earrings, dreaming to one day be a ballerina. She has recently jumped to 20th place in the ranking. So now let's speedrun some extremely obscure characters. Most of these aren't even on the ranking. Peter Davis is a white dog with a bow tie and is frequently seen holding a bouquet of flowers. Zo Jitensha is an elephant on a bicycle, which is fitting because his name directly translates to elephant bicycle. Haguru Man Style is actually a group of teeth, and I am terrified of them. Get those away from me. Chunen Heroine Oji-sans is a group of 3 old men who wear frilly dresses and carry wands. They are actually office workers who are experts in green tea. Honestly, they're slaying. Hello Kitty's history with McDonald's. I feel like Sanrio has bad luck with McDonald's, and I say this because there are like 3 separate incidents, like just on the top of my head. Off the top of my head, that have happened with McDonald's. In 2014, 2.3 million Hello Kitty McDonald's toys were recalled due to children choking on pieces of the whistle it came with. Also, if any of you saw my Wholesome Media Controversies video that I posted a while ago, then you will know about the 2 separate Singapore riots for the collectible Hello Kitty and Dear Daniel McDonald's plush toys. I did a whole section on that, but I honestly would love to do just an entire standalone video on that incident. However, for the people who did watch that video, that'll just be like super repetitive. So let me know if you guys would like to hear me talk about that again. And those riots literally sent people to the hospital. To get a little bit more into it, they were Hello Kitty and her boyfriend in various cultures' wedding attires, and because they were considered collectibles, everyone and their freaking mother ran to McDonald's and stood in line for like hours to get like many duplicates of them. Glass was shattered, the police were called. Anyway, the Hello Kitty Singapore riots are literally my Roman Empire, which I don't say that about just anything. Another incident, just last year, McDonald's released a Hello Kitty and Yu-Gi-Oh collaboration. This included Sanrio plush toys in Yu-Gi-Oh costumes. I don't really know much about Yu-Gi-Oh, you guys. Okay, Louis is gonna kill me. The international release included 10 characters, but for some strange reason, one of the characters was not included in the American release, and that character was Batsmaru in the Red Eyes Black Dragon attire. McDonald's has never spoken out on why this character was like left out of only one country's release, and fans were like super pissed with no explanation, no nothing. Everyone was really devastated. Doesn't make any sense to me. Moving on. The last topic we will be discussing today is Onegai My Melody High School. As we mentioned earlier, the Onegai My Melody anime followed Uta, who is a middle school girl, and all of the other characters, including the Sanrio little animals, okay? Also, did you guys see my background? Can you even see it? Is it not in frame? The anime aired 4 seasons, again with the last one being a prequel to the first 3, and this prequel did not include any of the characters from the first 3 seasons. However, an Onegai My Melody light novel was released in 2013, featuring a time jump, now including all the characters from the first 3 seasons, but in high school now. And this takes place 3 years after My Melody went back to her world. Not only that, but 2 more light novels were released within the next few years, being a direct continuation of Onegai My Melody High School. Although this was so exciting to hear when I first stumbled upon this information, it seems these novels were only released in Japan, or at least it was never translated into any other language, and definitely not English. There are many pictures online, and I would have loved to read all these, and still am waiting for someone to translate it because I am so obsessed with this series. I would love to see what the characters grew into and how they're all doing, but unfortunately I have no idea. Even if I wanted to simply own a copy of Onegai My Melody High School and the other 2 light novels in Japanese, the only listing I have ever seen was for like $100, and that was it. Like, that's the only one I've ever seen, and I don't know about you guys, but your girl cannot justify spending $100 for something I can't even read. So maybe I should just learn Japanese. That might be the cheaper option. Let me know if anyone has any information on this series or a rough idea of how it goes, because I am like foaming at the mouth, okay? But that is about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was kind of all over the place. I talked about many different things, but I just didn't feel like doing something super structured today. I just like had a bunch of things in my brain I wanted to talk about, and I just put it here for you guys to see. So again, if you guys want like a super deep dive into everything obscure about Hello Kitty, like, or Sanrio, like an iceberg or something, I do fear that's been done before. Let me know if you guys would be interested in something like that. Speaking of Sanrio and all things Hello Kitty, I will be recording myself playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure on Switch, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye!